Hi there! Today I'll share with you 5 books ideas that you can get your toddler. When it comes to books, we can buy as many as possible and spend a lot of money in them, but that is not necessary. We have a toddler at home, and I'm going to talk to you about these 5 books that are his favorite right now and why. The first one is this one. It's called Giraffes Can't Dance. This is by Giles, Andrea, and Guy Parker Rees. And it talks about the story of Gerald, a giraffe that thinks he can't dance when it comes to the big ball that animals are holding, and about his feelings of rejection and how the other animals were laughing about him. It has, a beginning, a middle, and the end. That's very important. Not all the books need that, but that's important when you're trying to teach a toddler about what happened first, and then what happened, and then at the end, what are we learning. He's still too young, so right now he loves this book because it has lots of that. You can tell, like, it's been used a lot. He loves it because it has a lot of animals, and a toddler, well, it depends, but my toddler loves animals. And it shows a lot of animals, so we can review, like, what's the name of this animal and how does this animal do and what's the sound and all that. And then it's a very nice story because at the end the giraffe learns how to dance. The second book that I'm gonna show you, it's a classic. I am in love with Eric Carle, and this book, of course, everybody knows about it. It's called The Very Hungry Caterpillar. However, even though you can read this story forever, since they are born, toddler years, then school years, right now he's a little bit more into numbers, so he likes to count, and also we can review vocabulary with him with this one because it has these little holes in the pages, so that helps him. Like, for example, if we're counting, it says on Wednesday he ate through 3 plums. So we go ahead and count the plums, but the plums have this little hole in the page. So he puts his little finger in it, and he really likes it. The story is very simple, but what he likes the most is see what he ate and put his finger there and try to feel the food or the fruits while he counts or tries to count. So that's a fun story for him, and he really likes it right now. The third book that he really likes right now, it's this one, My Friend Granddad, by Joshua George and Natalie Moore. This I found in a bookstore, and I really liked that it was simple drawings, and right now we need that. Right now we need that. Benjamin speaks or has been learning 2 languages since he was born, so he doesn't speak much, and that's why I wanted something really simple that he could follow along. And this one has the perfect pictures for that. The story is very, very simple, of a granddad and a grandson, and he loves it. He asks me to read this book every single night. We have 2 books that we're reading every single night, this one and the next one that I'm going to show you. But this one, as you can see, that I really like the size of the book. The pictures are very clear, they're consistent, they all have the same characters in every page, and now he's sort of like learning even like what comes next. Like he knows that after this, then this is the grandpa playing with the grandson about the superhero or the bad guy, as they say. But he's just really enjoying this one. And even though if it is not this book, you can find something similar. Like, think about books that are this type of format or size, and they have like big pictures with clear, let me show you a little bit. You see, with a clear message. And here, of course, you can Also reinforce vocabulary with them, like what are they doing and what do you think the dog is trying to do, or what type of fruit is in this bowl on the table right there. So yeah, he's really liking this. The fourth book that we got him is this one. It's called I'm Not Sleepy, and by this editorial Campbell. Now first, what Mama loves about this book is that is very consistent with the nighttime routine that we also do at home, so he can relate. And number two, I really like the fact that it has like little advice for parents underneath by Dr. Amanda Gummer, and that's fun to read for us. That's you know, like it keeps you accountable also. Now what Benjamin likes about this one is that it's very similar to his nighttime routine. He knows we're gonna read this when we're in bed. He knows it. So every night he expects that. And that is great when you're having a nighttime routine, a successful nighttime routine. I can make a video about that. And that is a pop-up book. So he can touch it and he can, you know, like move the pieces around, open the doors, close the door. It's a like surprise. Here's a little man having a bath. And he really likes that. Now, this book, he has a very simple story, only 5 scenarios. So here the mama comes in and she says, you know, it's nighttime, it's time to go to bed, and what this little guy Ned is doing. And then you can move the pieces like I tell you. You know, this is a little hard for his fingers to do, but we help him. He loves all these type of interactions. So this is another type of book that you can look for. Doesn't necessarily needs to be this one, but a book that has pop-ups and stuff like that. This one you can move over here. And I really like this part because he knows, since the mama is, it talks about a song about stars. So of course I sing to him at this part, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And then the little guy falls asleep. And Benjamin even goes like, pretends that he's having a yawn and everything. So he knows that once we read this book, that's it. No more books, and he goes to bed. So I really like this one. It's short. It's calming. Like when you're reading, you can use a lower voice. It's exciting to touch, interactive in that way. He really likes it. I would recommend to find something like that. They even have one that says, it's called No More Nappies. Oh, and it has a price. This one was €9.80. Another type of book that you can get your toddler is something like this. This book is called Lots to Spot Wild Animals by Ed Meyer. Now this doesn't have a story in it, but it has like a challenge. At the beginning I thought this was gonna be too much for him, since you know he's almost 2, but then I realized he loved it and it was not that difficult. So basically what it has is a picture of animals, and then around the pages it has the animals that you have to look for, and it tells you how many. And of course it tells you a little fact about the animal that the parent can read. So for example, here it says find 7 giant pandas. So he needs to find them. Or giant salamanders. He does. It surprised me, but he does. He really, really likes it. There are some that are more challenging than others, but we use this all the time. He doesn't seem to be bored by it. He can spend really several minutes or like a lot of minutes on this book, especially if you're with him. But you know, well, he also painted it with a little crayon. But I think it's a great idea. Also, if you're, you can take this book to the potty, you can take this book to the restaurant, you can take this book if you're doing some quiet time with the child and they need just to be doing something that is not running around the house. That also works. And again, it has animals. That's what he's loving right now. So he's really, really enjoying this book. Go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it and if you enjoyed these ideas for your toddler. Please let me know in the comments what other type of books your toddler is loving right now. See you in the next one.